Hi there, my name is John, and I'd like to welcome you to what is most likely or possibly the very first day of the rest of your mental life. What do I mean by this? Well, you've been born into this world, you've been put into the system, right? And everybody's going with the system now, being born, being educated to be able to produce within the system. That's all fair and good, but so far, it's not been going the way we want it. We make it this way, but we don't like it this way. So why are we living a life that we've been born into against our own wills? Against our wills, let me explain again. You see, when you were born, I know this for a fact because many children do say stuff like, these adults are crazy, what's wrong with these adults, why are they miserable, adults are never happy, and stuff like that. And the reason children say this is because they feel, that's a frequency, that's energy, they feel this is not what they were supposed to be born into. They had a different idea until the system was like, you can't beat us, join us. Everybody ended up joining the system. So what we're doing here today, or what I'm doing here today, as the emancipator, is to bring to you the knowledge of the design that you live within. That design that you had before you escaped mentally, or is it escape, or you got trapped mentally by the system. So you were born with a natural mind, a natural way to do things, as a car would be made for a specific purpose. As you see, a car is made so that you can drive it on four wheels with a wheel in your hand, a steering wheel. Now, if you decide not to use the steering wheel and not to drive the car as it's been designed to be used, it is possible you can use it in other ways, not the particular way it was designed to be used. That can be a problem for you being in synchronicity or being able to use the car to its peak performance. Do you get it? So, what I'm saying is, if you're in this life following the system that men have built, the system of capitalism has been built, you end up going against that childhood feeling, that frequency, and you end up becoming what we call today slaves. We all say we're born into a slave world because the world has been going against the design. The first thing they did was turn us against energy. But then we think and wonder, do the elites even know the reality behind the system? Do they know the true design of existence that God made? And when I say God, I'm not talking about the religious God, the ones in Abrahamic religions and stuff like that. No way. In fact, I will talk against that because the religions are part of the system. Go around, spread Christianity, spread Islam, all that. They spread it because it wasn't normal, it wasn't natural, and it was a means to colonize people. Because if you want to colonize people, you gather them, indoctrinate them, literally brainwash them into seeing life the way you want them to perceive life, and then those instructions become their lives. But that is a story for a different time. This is just an introduction. So what I'm trying to do here now is let you know that I will teach on this channel spiritual science. Spiritual science, if you look at the word science, it's the observation of the signs or patterns of nature that they turn into science. Do you get it? So science is a word that was most likely derived from signs. They observe the signs like you should have been, rather than sticking your head into a book that is not real, or a book that claims to be real, and you choose to try and believe it, which is a good thing. You want to be a good person, that's all good. But the knowledge behind it is not the knowledge of the design entirely. So you can imagine, you have a car to drive and the wrong manual. You have a manual for a motorcycle. You will never drive that car properly. So this is what this is about, to bring to you the knowledge of the design of existence, right from the beginning where God supposedly said, let there be light within darkness. There are a lot of things that will shock you. First of all, that darkness and light are actually not in conflict. They both make energy. You witness energy every day, and it's all different in its different forms. Whether it's a matter, a situation, a drink you're drinking, mix that Hennessy with the chaser. All these things require balance because they are both dark and light. So you need a little bit of this, a little bit of that at different times. Sometimes it's a necessary negative or a necessary positive to be done. Each one decides the other. This is the way energy stays in balance and synchronized. The knowledge of existence the way God made it will make even atheists realize that when we talk about a God, we're not talking about a Christian God or a Jewish God or a Muslim God. We're talking about the all mind. We're talking about the mind that created everything you see around you. It is one and commonplace in everywhere you go. Water is water here. What is water in America? What is water? Stone, everything. These are commonplace things. This is where common sense derives from. So I'll teach you the common things down to their basic, to their beginning, the beginning of existence itself. And you will use this commonplace to deal with all the outer forces like religions that come into your life and use that to discern. You've been given a brain, a complicated brain, for you to look at things, discern, calculate them in energy forms, and decide what is needed to add or remove so you can continue existence. This would not be possible if the very fabric of existence, of all existences, was not one. Alright then, I think I've explained a lot of what is going to happen, so I'll take time to prove it a little to you, give you a little bit of evidential, how should I put it, text. You know, in saying what I'm saying, I'm telling you that I have the ability to change the world, to give you and the rest of the world the ability to see where lies have been told to you, where lies have been given to you, because there is a design that you compare the lies or whatever they tell you with. And this truth, this design is the absolute truth. You know when they say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? That is God. The reality is God. Notice that everything is dual. You have imagination and reality. You have left and right, up and down. They work together. And they're always opposites, but they work together, dark and light. So for you to believe that dark and light are in conflict from the beginning of your life means you believe energy is in conflict with itself. That is not the way to live life. That is what many religions teach people. So people ask me, hey, dude, you're talking about this, so how can you prove it to us? What book did you read it in? And I'm like, book? The people who write books study life, observe life, and then write books about life. What makes you think I didn't do the same thing? Oh, because I'm black? Because I'm Nigerian? We're not supposed to have a brain without white men giving us books to read? Come on, who taught them in the first place? Anyway, I'm not here to talk about black and white. I'm here to talk about unity. So, I will read to you a text from a book called The Law of Success. As I was chilling one day, somebody came up to me and like, John, all these things you've been saying. I saw it in a book, and I'm like, what book? It's like, yo, look at this. So I'll read a bit of it now, because I haven't got much time left. And in the next video, I'll probably read the entire thing to you. So this is what Napoleon Hill said, or wrote, in The Law of Success, pages 8 and 9. He wrote, molecules, atoms, and electrons, that's the title, sorry, molecules, atoms, and electrons, to understand both the detail and the perspective of the process through which knowledge is gathered, organized, and classified, it seems essential for the student to begin with the smallest and simplest particles of matter, because they are the ABCs with which nature has constructed the entire framework of the physical portion of the universe. I stopped the quote there because I have to add here that it is the same thing with the spiritual process. So when we teach you the science now, we'll teach you about yourself, the internals of you, your mind as well, psychology as well, which will let you know that they're both the same, and you can synchronize these things. Paragraph 2. The molecules consist of atoms, which are said to be little invisible particles of matter, revolving continually with the speed of lightning, on exactly the same principle that the earth revolves around the sun. You get it? So the atoms are designed in a certain way that replicate themselves in the reality. I'll tell you a secret expo here. To synchronize with the atom is to synchronize with the entirety of the universe. If you behave like an atom, which I will explain in further videos, you will be at one with the cosmos. You will be both dark and light. You wouldn't be a Christian or Muslim trying to make so much light in your life, you end up so dark.